them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. Most Quarians tend to have pretty strong opinions about the Geth.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and lords. So, I was in the middle of a conversation with Tali. I had just finished the conversation with Joker, and my laptop died on me, so I lost like half of this video, but I haven't talked to the rest of the crew, rest of the squad, so all there was to find out from Joker is his legs basically are made of fiberglass. If he stands up, I mean not literally, but if he stands up on his legs, too much pressure and his legs will literally shatter. But he's an amazing pilot. He's the greatest. Tali told me a bit about the Quarian culture, and most of it has to do with military protocol and stuff like that. Everyone who leaves the ship must bring something back to the ship of value. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
That's about it.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Alright, I think that's
I should go.
it with Tali.
See you later.
Got that experience though. Hey. Oh, we also talked to Adams, who has worked on every ship in the Alliance fleet. He's just an all-around space badass. Sold a bunch of guns and shit. Now we got Gary.
Commander,
What
nice
up,
work.
Garrus?
I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Hey, I got
Have you
you,
worked
man.
with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way.
Unless, like,
Protocol
don't
and
blow up
procedure
an
come
entire
first. That's why I left.
civilization to do it. Yeah, no?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Alright, man.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
Had to let him know, even though I know he knows. He knows.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
What?
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
Oh boy.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation?
Here we go.
An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Nah.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Alright.
Sorry, Rex.
That was my
I wasn't
bad.
trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
That's super fucked up.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time.
What,
It's just who
what about
we
she?
are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
What about the she's?
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander?
Oh shit.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Not everyone has a happy family life.
No, I guess not.
Also,
Too bad
they
those
lived
ruins
for a
got
long
destroyed.
time.
I mean, they lasted thousands of years.
She might not have
That's
talked to her
impressive.
in like 100 years.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure, I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Okay. What's up?
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Oh, man.
Don't mince words, Chief. What's your concern?
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems.
Why?
Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies.
Damn.
We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
How do you get from relying on ourselves to mistreating our allies?
I don't mean we should mistreat them, Commander. I just think we should be prepared to go it without them. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
Alright, man.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it.
What?
As much as you love your dog, it isn't human.
What?
It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more
Oh,
important to them
no.
than humans are.
No. What?
These
I
seem
would
like
never.
deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
The fuck?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded.
We would fight it together.
My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Damn.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens
Damn, it's been a
before.
while since I played
No, ma'am.
this. I
Mainly
didn't
I've been
realize
bouncing, part
how,
of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
how shitty she was.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Damn.
You're lucky. I lost my
She
family on
skipped right
Myanmar.
over that one.
Are you related
She
to
said,
anyone I've heard of?
anyway.
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mendwar. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
No. The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
Gold breaking.
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Macapog boot camp, too?
Macapog?
Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
What? I don't think those are words.
All right, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
Boom.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
Oh,
Do you have a few
shit.
minutes to talk?
I
I'm
didn't-
sorry, I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Okay, cool.
Ma'am.
Cool. Alright. Wait, why didn't I get experience from that? I've been getting experience from talking to everybody. I think I've talked to everybody down here. Rex, Garrus, Ashley, Tally. Yeah, we're good. I suppose now I'll talk to Caden. The boo thing. And Liara, Dr. Chakwas. And then I think we're done. What's in here? There's a screen. Cool. Hey, Caden. Sleeper pod. Nothing back here. In the second game, that's actually... I think that's where the engine is. No. Yeah? What's up, Caden?
Commander?
Yo, your eyes don't ever hurt in this lighting? It's so bright, dude.
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here.
Oh boy.
This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction. But we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
I mean,
The Council doesn't want to
listen,
believe
I'm
anything's
reading
wrong. I'd call it human nature, but
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Ooh,
well,
cute.
well, you're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Or maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after biotic acclimation
camp?
and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
No, that's cool, man.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
Damn, dude.
My mother was downwind of a transport
They're
crash.
out there giving kids
It was
brain
before there
tumors
were
and
human
shit.
Biotics. A
Babies.
little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich.
She was
But
from
she
Turkey.
was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess. Ma'am.
Aww.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals.
Yo, that's a thick ass
It was different
collar.
then. No one knew the
He has a
potential,
thick ass
so there
collar
wasn't a
on
lot
his
of
shirt.
regulation. Anything
It looks like
kinetics
it's
did
rubber.
was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
Oh, dude. Please.
I wanted to get to know you a little better. That's all. Thanks for the talk, Caden.
Well, you're welcome, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am.
Make a habit of getting
Call
this
me
personal
sir.
with everyone.
No, I don't. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow it down there, buddy. Making those eyes at me. Hey, Chakwas. Hey, girl. What's up?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe.
I think
too
I
secure.
already did this.
I figured the colonies were teeming with exhaustion.
Yeah, I did
I
this.
wanted to travel, but humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding
Oh,
through
yeah,
the...
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry,
Tends to
I'm
keep
sorry.
to
I should
Yeah.
go.
Goodbye,
I
Commander.
spoke to her already. I thought she would have something to say about, Liara. But no.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
No.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for
Yo,
saving me
those
from the Geth, Commander.
eyebrows.
If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship.
Why does she even have
I have seen the way your
eyebrows?
crew
It's so
looks at me. They
strange.
do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia.
Dude,
I will do
half of
whatever I
them don't
can to
even
help you
trust
stop Saren.
anyone.
I promise.
Ashley doesn't trust Garrus, Rex, or Tally. Presley doesn't trust any of them either. Caden doesn't trust anybody. Joker, I don't think he knows anybody exists. So I think
Don't
you're
worry,
good.
Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander.
Oh, it's
I
okay.
spend most
It's
of my
just that
time
kind
on
of
remote
episode.
digs, unearthing mundane items buried in
Not
long-forgotten
very
Prothean ruins.
interesting.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
I feel you.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so
Is it just
interested
me, or
in the
does she have
secrets of the
like
past.
a little lazy eye?
It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud.
That left one.
It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a
It
lab
was.
somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard.
Whoa.
I only meant that you
Relax.
would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Relax, man.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
How could I be so dense?
Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
That's cool, man. Don't worry about it.
Joined up with Saren.
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
That's disgusting. Why is that disgusting? Who
I don't
would say
understand.
that?
Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Wow.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
Okay.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
How
Think about it, Shepard.
boring
If we were
is
not
that?
able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people.
Damn.
It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Damn. That sucks, but I kind of like it.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Maybe something could have happened to her.
Kinda cool.
Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Why can I ask this question?
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Okay.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Well, I think that does it for the squad at this point in time. We've talked to everybody, we've gotten all the information. I don't know where we're gonna go next. I have no idea. But that's all the time we have for this episode, so I guess I'll